Can shadowing improve my English? Well, that is a question that's gonna come in your mind because shadowing is something that's getting quite famous. Now, shadowing is a hidden gem which is coming up these days, and people are actually talking about it. You know, a lot of videos on my channel that I've made on shadowing, but today I'm not talking about my technique that is guided shadowing. No, I'm talking about shadowing, the self technique that you take up using an audio. So, listening to an audio and just repeating after it, will that improve my English? The answer is yes and no both. Shadowing can be a game changer for you if you take it up in the right technique, in the right manner, and in the right way. And if you are doing absolutely opposite things, it would not at all be beneficial for you because you are not using it in the step by step procedure. You are not taking up the technique in the right way. It is not going to yield any kind of result for you. The fluency that you're looking for, it's going to be kind of aimless if you do not have the right map to take up this particular technique. All of the efforts are going to be aimless for you because you need to know how to take this up. What is the yes and what is the no? What is exactly the situation? And I'm going to tell you today. So, are you all ready for this? I'm Shivangi Gupta, your CELTA certified English language tutor, certified by the University of Cambridge, the UK, and you're watching Speak English with Shivangi. Now, shadowing is a technique where you're going to repeat after a speaker. Not just after a speaker, you do not pause, you speak with the speaker. You act as a shadow. So when you're walking, okay, whether you're walking in the morning or at night, if there's a lamp and you're walking, you can see a shadow forming behind you. But the shadow is following you, kind of following you. The shadow is walking right with you, right? And you act as the shadow of the person. So when a person speaks, you speak with the person. The difference is of just milliseconds. You do not listen, pause, and repeat. No, that is absolutely the wrong way of taking up the shadowing technique. Now, one thing that I know why shadowing works because it's going to improve your fluency a lot. Right? It is going to improve your fluency, it's going to improve your accuracy, it's going to improve your pronunciation and the way you speak, your intonation and rhythm, everything. Why? Because you're getting ready-made models of speaking. That is how a child learns to speak the native language. A child listens to the constant modeling around that environment, in the environment through parents, friends, relatives, the people around that particular child. So that child is constantly listening to the words, to the language which is being used, and that language is a model. That is why they're able to frame sentences and everything. Slowly and gradually, they're able to speak the language. Nobody's teaching them how to speak it word by word. No, they grasp the words. There are building blocks, obviously. There are building blocks. They are going to school, they go to preschool and everything, but those building blocks become solidified castle because they're constantly in contact with the language around the environment through modeling. So that speaker acts as a model for you, and the speaker needs to be an advanced level English speaker or a professional English speaker or a native English speaker so that you get the right way to speak, the correct way to speak. Your language is not faulty. The source must be authentic, because if it's not authentic, you can model wrong patterns of language. Wrong patterns of language means wrong speaking, your accuracy is at stake, you do not know what is right, what is wrong. And if you are learning things which are already at question, it's very difficult for you to erase and then rewrite. So why not write the correct things in the memory? And that is why select the source very carefully. Whatever is your source, it must be authentic, original, and accurate. Now, that is one point. Another point is do not pause. You need to speak with the speaker. That is one of the most important things. And another thing is, are you just doing the shadowing? If you're thinking that only shadowing, just shadowing, can take you to that level of fluency, you're wrong. Because mindlessly listening and speaking and repeating after a person will not take you anywhere. Are you actually paying attention to the words you're speaking or not? So, if your attention is not on the words, on the sentences that you're speaking, what good are they doing for you? It's like they're flowing away as you speak. If you're not letting them register here in your mind, they're of no good or no use to you. So when you are doing shadowing, your attention should be at the words. I'm not saying that pause and check the meaning right then and there. No, that is not what I'm saying. But you need to be really conscious of what you are speaking. Even if it's a new word you do not know, you need to be paying attention to the word, to the sentence. Because if you're not registering the language here, how you're going to build that language? How is that model going to work for you? So you have to deliberately pay attention to everything. And with shadowing, you have to update your language. So the words you come across, the pronunciation that you do not know or you are confused about, you need to go check it and correct it. Constantly working on your language, that is your vocabulary, your pronunciation, and your grammar, is also important. Side by side, doing these things are important. And if you do that, shadowing is going to take you to the next level because you are speaking and you are kind of training yourself to speak fluently. Only 10 minutes of shadowing is enough for you. So only 10 minutes of your practice is enough. 10 minutes of shadowing is enough, and give the rest of the time to updating your English, your vocabulary, your grammar, your pronunciation. Read something, listen to something, do all the things that are required for the 4 skill development in a language. So there are 4 skills in a language, and you need to develop that. And if you're doing that, bravo, you're doing great. The shadowing is going to work for you. Because you can't just be dependent on one thing in a language. It's a combination of a lot of things. You need to combine everything through which language works. And when you do that, when the recipe is correct, it's going to taste so delicious. That is, it's going to sound so fluent. So yes, you are supposed to do it. Shadowing can change your game if you're taking up in the right way, in the right manner. You have the answer now. What are you waiting for? Go start practicing everything from today. Take up this particular technique. If you do not know how to do it, you can go check out my videos. You can do shadowing, guided shadowing with me, my personal technique that I have developed. It's a technique that I have developed for you. That's a teacher-led guided technique. So you can even take up that and watch all of those videos. You can go and watch 4 hours of mega practice, mega course on speaking. So do that and improve your English. That is it for today. That is it. Do not forget to like the video, share it, and subscribe the channel for more such English lessons. I'm going to meet you again in a new lesson. Till then, everybody, take care and bye.